Hey there everyone, welcome or welcome back to Stars Aligned Oracle YouTube channel and the Lucky Stars community. Cat Star here, and today we're going to just see what messages need to come through or out for each and every one of you. This is an all signs reading, a zodiac sign reading, all of you if you will. It's about the energy, not about the sign. As a reminder, my readings are for entertainment and are general in nature. They may or may not resonate for everybody, so please do take what is for you and leave what isn't. For those of you liking and sharing the videos, thank you so much. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. I also want to give a huge shout out to all of the new and returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so it's been a minute since we've used this deck, and I forgot how kind of flimsy this deck is. It's having, it's not one that just kind of the cards come out unless they flip out like that, and there's too many of them, you see. So we're gonna see if we can get a couple of these little colored guys, bad boys, to jump out. And wow, okay, that's a jumping card. Ooh, interesting. And see what messages need to come through for everybody during this time or right now. Too many. You know what? Yeah, these ones, when I play with them, not on camera, or when I work with them, not on camera, they really do really well, but it seems like when I'm recording, they just are much more flimsier, because these are pretty sturdy. It's interesting. About the same as these ones, so very interesting. Okay. Well, so something could feel flimsy in your life right now, is what, okay. Alright, well, those are the three. Alright, so let's start with the first one. It says, letting the lessons guide you. So some of you have been, receiving lessons or receiving signs, omens, if you will. And some of you aren't paying attention. So Spirit's coming through with this energy to remind you that the lessons are there for a reason. The omens, the signs, the kind of knowings, the insights that you get, they're coming through for a reason. They all have messages for you. There's information to be shared. But if you're not letting the lessons guide you, if you're not paying attention, if you're not getting what is being put out there, then you're not moving, and then you're wondering why isn't anything changing? Why am I not noticing? Are the signs not coming through? Why is there no difference? That sort of thing. It's because you're not paying attention, you're not looking, you're not listening or tuning into the signs. Let the lessons guide you. Some of you really need to be letting that happen. For others of you, you are, and you may be noticing a bit of a difference, a bit of a change, but for the most, what's coming through is that that's not happening, that those lessons aren't coming through, and or you're kind of rejecting the lessons that are coming through and or denying them. It's almost as if, like, what I'm seeing here is, for people who maybe do tarot, what I'm seeing is that somebody is getting, like, the cards are coming out, spirits, the message is coming through, yet you're like, no, that's not the message that I want. That's not what I want to hear. So I'm going to put those ones back and I'm going to shuffle again. Oh, no, this one's not what I want either. I don't want this one. I know exactly what I want to hear. I know exactly what I want to see. I know exactly what I want to know. And the information that's coming through is not any of that. So I'm just going to keep putting those cards back until I get that. The lesson is coming through to guide you. Let the lessons guide you. Listen to what the cards are saying, or what the omens are, or what the message is coming through, or what your knowings, your niggles, your insights are, the inspiration. Use all of that to your advantage. Don't just keep putting it back and saying, oh, that's not what I want to hear, that's not what I want to know. No, I'm totally against that. I don't want to, burn everything down and start again, or I don't want to, go down this path. I'm really looking towards this path. This is all I'm looking at. I've got this bias. I'm only looking for this. So all the information I'm looking for is all coming through in this way. Otherwise, nope, I'm gonna kick it to the curb. I'm not gonna pay attention. I'm not gonna listen. The lessons are coming through. Letting them guide you is what's gonna benefit you during this time. Okay. Wow, that was a lot that came through, and we haven't even got to any of the cards here. So you have the Ace of Coins, the Four of Coins, and the Seven of Coins. So this is coming through with money for many of you, with all coins as far as the cards go. Okay. all coins as far as the cards go. So some of you haven't been letting the lessons guide you, and you have been really not paying attention, and it's hurting you financially. Okay, it's hurting you financially. Now you can turn that around by letting the lessons guide you, by paying attention instead of, you know, redrawing those cards every time. You can turn it around. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, excuse me, the Ace of Coins or Pentacles, the Four of Coins, and the Seven of Coins or Pentacles. So you've got a lot of Pentacles energy. Again, this for some of you really has to do with money. For others of you, this has to do with kind of your physical well-being. Some of you, this could be health even, that the lessons have been coming through, that the guidance has been showing up. But some of you have been like, nope, 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 swerve, swerve. Don't want to hear it, don't want to listen to it. For some, this could have to do with, you know, kind of addictions or things that, you know, you've grown accustomed to, habits that are not benefiting you anymore. So really, really paying attention to this. Now you have a lot of opportunities coming in with that Ace of Coins. You have a lot of potentials coming in. This could be financial, within health, and otherwise. Pay attention to those lessons. Those lessons are there to guide you. They're there to make things easier. But if you're always swerving or kicking them to the curb or pretending that they're not there or trying to redraw, right, then you're not going to see any of that. You're going to be stuck in that same place, and you're not going to feel that security or that stability that is really, really working to come in with that Four of Pentacles or that Four of Coins. That stability that some of you have really been looking for, financial, within health, or any other area within your life, right? But this is coming through with those Coins, Pentacles. So that, you know, financial or physical kind of energy, that stability is coming through. There's opportunities that are working to come through. Those lessons have to come through, though. You can't keep trying to swerve them or pretending that you're not seeing them, or you're kicking them to the curb or rejecting them because you want something else to come through. The lessons that need to come through are the lessons that need to come through, and you know, ignoring them, denying them, pretending they're not there doesn't change them. It just brings them back around and back around and back around and back around until you learn the lesson and you use that guidance to assist you. Okay, so when you're looking for security, that security is not going to be coming through with that Four of Pentacles until you actually move into that energy of letting those lessons guide you. Okay, now with that Seven of Pentacles, this energy is really, it's coming in. Those lessons are coming in. That letting them, I feel like it's just a broken record coming through here. You're in that process with that Seven of Pentacles of really moving into kind of evaluating the lessons, not shoving them down, not pretending they're not there, not working to swerve them, but evaluate what the lessons are and, you know, let them guide you. Move into that, let them unfold, and move into what it is that you are, you know, are moving towards, the opportunities, the security, feeling as if, you know, you're evolving, not as if you're running and hiding. Okay, now you also have nothing is set in stone. So some of you have really, really been thinking that potentially your finances, your health, whatever it may be, but that was kind of what came through, in whatever degree, that is just how it is, and that's how it's always going to be. It's how, you know, that's kind of what's come, or that's the, wow, did you see that? That's the cards that you draw. So drew, oh my gosh, isn't that interesting? That's the cards that you drew, so that's how it's going to be no matter what. And then we come back to this one where it was like, you know what, I don't want those cards. I'm going to keep redrawing. Isn't that funny? You get to make a decision. These, like when we're talking about the cards, as in the metaphor, the example that came through with this first one is coming through with this one as well here. Nothing is set in stone. That is to give you an idea. It is give you, just like the lessons, letting those lessons guide you. There is something to learn. There is something to know. There is some guidance to come through, some support. But you still get to make that decision, meaning you have free will. Nothing is set in stone. So just because the cards come out as they do, just because that lesson is coming through as it is, doesn't mean you can't take that guidance, that knowledge, that experience, and move forward with it. That doesn't mean that you have to stay there, or that's how it's always got to be, because that's not. That's not the truth of it, okay? Now, with that, you have the Three of Wands coming through here, and that Three of Wands is coming through with this energy of really getting ready to move, really being ready to embark on a new journey. Nothing is set in stone. We don't have to stay anywhere for any prolonged amount of time unless we choose to. We get to make that decision. So this is coming through with this energy of, you know what, the lessons are coming through. Let those lessons guide you. let those lessons give you the information. Don't try to swerve them or kick them to the curb, right? But sometimes we do that because we're so afraid that if we look at the lesson for what it is, or if we see the lesson, or if we see what's coming through, or if we pay attention, that is what it's going to be forever, that's wholehearted what it is, that is set in stone. And that's what's coming through here, is that is not true. Nothing is set in stone. When you can see it, when you can face it, when you can look at it, when you can, really, really pay attention and let yourself focus on it for a minute to get that understanding, the insight, that knowledge, then you have free will and you can make a different choice, a different decision. You can do something, but you need that lesson to come through so that you gain that insight, so you don't continue to be on that roller coaster in that space where you feel like it's a loop that just keeps going around and around, right? Or that roller coaster keeps going around and around, and that it continues to be the same, meaning that it's, set in stone, that no matter what, this is what it was, this is what it will be. A lot of times with health, we feel that way, okay? And I don't do a lot of health readings, but a lot of times we feel with health that this is what they said, this is what happened, or this is what the diagnosis is. And I'm not on either side of that. I'm just saying, and that's what it is. But that's not always the case. Sometimes there are what are considered miracles. Sometimes we can change our diet. Sometimes things happen and things change, or we get lessons, right? We learn more about it and we learn how to supplement or how to change things. I am in no way giving any advice, but what I'm saying here is that nothing is set in stone. Things can be changed, and sometimes we feel like, or we believe that it is what it is because that's how it was dealt for us within the cards, right? But Spirit is indicating that is not always the case, and more often than not, it's not. So, get ready to really use the lessons, use the information, look at those opportunities, and really get ready to embark on something. For some of you, this may be research. For some of you, this may be just asking questions. For some of you, this may be visiting different locations. For some of you, this may be speaking with people. For some reason, pastors are coming through here to find out more information. But some of you are in this space with this Three of Wands energy of really looking at kind of climbing the mountain or learning more, getting ready to embark on the lessons and what is coming through, and understanding that, that things can change minute by minute, day by day, and that actually nothing is set in stone. And so Spirit really wants that to come through in this message for you. Then you also have what are you unlearning, which is so perfect to go with this. You can't make it up. This couldn't come out any better for you here. You have letting the lessons guide you. Nothing is set in stone. And what are you unlearning? So for some of you, you've really been holding a lot of beliefs for a long time. Limitations, these feelings, these thoughts, these ideas that you can't do certain things, or this is the way it's always been, or, then when that new idea or those new inspirations come through, those new lessons, those learnings are working their way, and you're just like, no, that could never be for me. That couldn't happen. That's not possible. And that is what Spirit wants you to know. Jumping cards, by the way, is that there are things that you can unlearn. We don't have to hold on to that stuff for our whole life. The things that happened in the past, the things that we have learned, they are not meant to be things that keep us caged up. They're not meant to be things that we continue to believe that is no matter what for the rest of our life. Because again, you have free will. You are an adult. For most of you, if not all of you that watch my channel, you are an adult. You can make grown-ass decisions, and you don't have to make decisions from the past or based on other people's ideas or beliefs. You are an adult. You can make decisions, new beliefs. You can create new ideas around yourself, around your money, around your health, around everything that, assist you in moving forward. You need to unlearn those. So what is it that you are unlearning? Wow. You have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so interesting. So with that Four of Wands, some of you have really, really been moving into this place of unlearning this idea that everything needs to be in a huge milestone. For some of you, you think that everything has to be this big undertaking, this big thing, and Spirit is coming through with this knowing, or this insight for you here that not everything has to be grand. Yes, grand is beautiful. Yes, big steps are amazing, but sometimes it's the smaller steps. Sometimes it's the smaller milestones. Sometimes it's the smaller tokens, one day at a time, that really, really create that huge, huge ripple effect. So something that for some of you that you're unlearning during this time is that milestones can be small. They can be the size of that pebble. That pebble hitting that water, that ocean, still creates a ripple effect. It still moves things. And so when you're making little steps or taking little steps, or moving little bits, or chunking down a little bit, that still is making progress. Some of you have been thinking that, the little amounts are just not moving the needle. But the fact of the matter is that Spirit is bringing through here is that every little bit and big moves. So it's time to unlearn that idea. If you're having, a little bit of a financial increase, a little bit of a health increase, a little bit of an increase in whatever area of your life, it is still that movement, okay? So that is one thing that Spirit is indicating that you are unlearning. Everything doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to be a grand, huge lesson, okay? It doesn't need to be something that is so huge that we are thinking is set in stone as far as like a diagnosis, like we were talking about there. It could be something smaller, but we get to, see things in the way that works for us, but we also don't have to put as grand of an idea on things either, as far as, making things bigger than they are, or thinking that it has to be something very grand, or that because it's happening to us, it is grand. We get to unlearn that, and we get to look at milestones. We get to see the smaller steps. We get to see how one step creates, the next step and the next step in the movement, okay? You also have the Ten of Cups coming in here, so this is really coming through with that Ten of Cups, that some of you are looking for this overall energy of being completely, what is the word? We want to be full of joy. We want to be full of happiness. We want to have that beautiful energy. We want to have the family. We want to have the emotions. We want to have all of those things. And that is beautiful. Yet sometimes we feel like it has to be that way all of the time, 24/7, 365, all of the time. And if there's even a second or a split second where we feel like that is not true for us, we feel like we're doing something wrong, or we feel like we aren't living the dream, or we feel like things aren't going fabulous, perfect, amazing for us in that moment, in that time, or will ever again, because we have that moment of kind of low, or not feeling that right. Spirit is indicating that that is something to unlearn. We need to have the highs with the lows. We need to have day with night. We need to have the sun with the moon, right? We need to have the beautiful flowing energy, and we need to have a little bit of stuck energy from time to time, so that we don't take things for granted, so that we see what we do want and what we don't want, so we can focus towards what it is we do want and not pay so much attention towards what we don't want, so that we can understand that there is an upside and a downside to everything, and we can pay attention to what side we want to be. Okay, so this is something to unlearn. There is not meant to be a 24/7, 365 feeling of grandeur, which we have here as well. Unlearn that idea, but there also isn't supposed to be that fulfillment, that happiness, that joy, that feeling of just total contentment all day, every day, no matter what. Okay, sometimes we have a nightmare, sometimes we have things happen, sometimes there are bad moments, but we get to see those and notice that it is just a moment. It is just something to show us that there are opposites, that there are two sides, that there are stuff that we like and stuff that we don't like, so that we can be challenged, or we can move into, or we can focus on what it is that we do like, what we do want, so that we can call more of that into our reality. Okay, so this is something as well that you are unlearning, what you are unlearning. So you're unlearning that. For some of you, it has been a lifetime, and you have felt that that was something that was set in stone, and these lessons are coming through during this time to guide you into this energy where you can be more in flow, where you can be open to the things that are working their way into your life. It's letting go of things that aren't and realizing that nothing ever has to be forever, that you can make new decisions, new choices, create new beliefs, that you have opportunities coming through, that there is stability, and there is this area, this space where you can look at things, see what you believe, see what you feel, see what you've learned that no longer works for you, see where you're holding on to things too rigidly, and you can reassign those or reassess those, reevaluate those, reflect on those, and move into an energy that is much more beneficial for you. But the lessons are coming through to give you some information. You've got to pay attention to those. You've got to heed those, and you'll begin to see that shift and that change. All right. I do intend this resonated with you and for you. If it did, please do hit the like button and share this video. It does help others to be able to see these messages that might not otherwise. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload new readings. It is free for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and it does support the Lucky Stars community in growing and thriving. As always, I do wish you lots of hope, lots of joy, and lots of love with all of your current and future endeavors. I'll see you in the next reading.